Hey everyone, these few short videos will explain some SOLIDWORKS techniques that will help you with your sheet metal bridge designs. I encourage you to also watch the other videos for 3D printing and acrylic laser cutting, as you will learn some other skills that could also be really helpful for you. Please be creative and come up with your own designs. There are hundreds of possible ways to do this, and I'm just going to show you one of them. So here we have our fixture CAD that we downloaded from the Canvas homepage, and the goal is to design a truss bridge that will support this floating road. So our truss needs to sit on this face and this ledge, and also the other face and ledge. So our bridge is going to span across these 4 points, and we want our height to support this road from underneath. So that's the design we're going to use today. However, you guys can be creative and use any part of this build volume, so you could even build your truss on top of the road, or both. So that's entirely up to you. Just keep in mind the exclusion zones and the vertical shaft here for our pin. So we can start by creating a new part, and we're going to begin by sketching on our top plane. So I want to start by building the top of our truss bridge that's going to support the road. So let's choose the center rectangle tool and draw a rectangle from our origin. And we can now put in our dimensions. So our bridge span, as we know, is going to be 385 mil. We can measure that from the fixture CAD, or we can find it in the drawings in the Design Studio document. And here we're going to define the width, which we know can go up to 118. That's the maximum, but you can also go shorter than that if you like. So I'm going to make mine 70, as that's the width of the road, so maybe that's a good starting point. And so now we have our fully defined sketch with black lines and a greyed filled in area. So instead of going into our features and extruding this, we're going to go into the sheet metal tab, and we're going to select this base flange tab. And now we're going to have this preview. So on the left, we can define our sheet metal thickness. And so the thickness we'll be using is 0.6 millimeters. And then here we have to define a bend allowance, a K factor. And so if we have a look at this image here, when we bend the sheet metal, we can see that the inside undergoes a compressive force, and on the outside of the neutral axis we're under tension. And so the K factor is the ratio between the neutral axis offset and the total material thickness. So the only way to determine these parameters is to bend a sample of sheet metal and take some real physical measurements. So for today, we're just going to leave the bend allowance at this default value of 0.455. And then we can click the green tick to generate that. And now we can look at our sheet metal toolbar, and there are hundreds of tools here that we can use, and we can hover over them to see what they all do, or we can watch some YouTube videos and find some cool features and stuff. But today we're just going to use the edge flange tool only. So let's click that. And now we'll draw the sides of our bridge. So if we select this edge, we can drag up or we can drag it down. So let's go down. And then on the other side, if we just click one of these edges, it's going to do the exact same thing as our other fold. So here we can then define our length, and we know that the distance between the ledge on our fixture that our truss will sit on and the underside of our road is 94. So let's make that 94. And something really important to notice is if we change our view here to the side and zoom in, we can see this preview of how SOLIDWORKS is going to make our fold. Right now, we can see that we've got our flange position is set to material inside. And this means that our edge of our base flange is going to line up exactly with the outside edge after we've made our fold. We can also change this and make it material outside, but this is going to change our total width of our part. And there's a few other options here that we can explore. So I think using the first option, the material inside, is going to be suitable so that we keep the width that we defined earlier exact. So now we can click the green tick to generate that. And now we have a sort of basic shape for our truss. So in the next video, we're going to draw some sketches of our truss design over this, and then cut out our different shapes so that we get the truss that we want. So I'll see you in the next video.